Hey guys, I got this great book. It's 101 essays that will change the way you think, and it's put out by Brianna Weist, Wiest, and it's actually on. I found it on Lazada. It may also be on Temu, and this is it right here. That's the name of the lady. It's 101 essays that will change the way you think. And I want to talk about this. I'm going to change this a little bit. In one of the essays in there, and I read it, and it was actually something that I was thinking about doing something this week, something similar to this. It's how to become the kind of person who deserves the life they want. And this has a lot to do with expats, because expats want to be an outstanding expat. They want to be a successful expat. And a lot of expats, they're miserable back home. Life's not giving them what they expected from it. And it's kind of rough when you're coming from a world in the United States where everything's going chaotic and people aren't what they used to be. People don't look at good, decent, hardworking people as good, decent, hardworking people anymore. They don't care. It's a different world in the United States, and people that think right are now wrong. It's kind of whacked. It's a whacked out world in the United States, and people in other countries are noticing it, like in Europe and stuff like that. And it's not a political thing. It's just something that's really messing up the world. But I want to talk about this because these expats are leaving. A lot of these people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And this essay that I read was talking about this here, and talking about people that have kind of like missed the point. You have to kind of deserve what you want, and it got me kind of thinking like a different way after reading this. And it's kind of, the book is about that. It's about change the way you think. And you could be working in a company like I remember working in a company where I was on this I won't say an assembly line, but I was a mechanic in a company, not a car mechanic. I used to build all kinds of medical equipment and stuff. And I worked there for a while when I was younger. And I remember really working hard and putting all my effort into my work. And I was really producing. And I would sit there and I'd mind my business and just keep on working while everybody was, talking and stuff like that around us. But there was one guy that worked doing the same job that I did. Basically the same position, same stuff. He built everything. And this guy, he was a Cambodian guy. He was really a nice guy. And I kind of didn't get into the office politics. I didn't talk much to other people. I was friendly with people, but I just didn't really get out there and talk that much. And I remember being there, and this kid started working with the scientists that worked in there with his ideas, telling them the ideas on the stuff to make it better, things like that. He actually loved his job. I didn't really love my job. I went there, I was looking more about this here than I was about loving my job. And when you love something, generally it kind of pays you back. It's kind of weird how the world is. We cast our line out there expecting certain things, and we have these high expectations of what we should be. And we have to really kind of deserve that. And this guy really deserved it because he was putting an effort. Even though I was producing and I was mass producing stuff, it was different. Let me fix this thing for a second. Hold on. There we go. Anyway, he was producing less than me, and I was producing a lot. And what happened was that they were noticing that he was producing, but he was also helping to make his equipment better. And the scientists and the engineers were taking his ideas and they were, implementing them. And after a while, they gave him a big raise. And the scientists and the engineers took him over in their section, and they gave him more money. They gave him a better job. And I was like sitting there scratching my head one day, and I says, how the hell does that work? And part of it was because he deserved it. I was producing more, but I didn't really love my job so much that I was trying to fix things and stuff like that. I loved the getting more money, like when I could work overtime and stuff like that. And I was getting fairly decent raises, but there was something about him that they noticed and he deserved. And, in the United States, we all get jealous kind of at each other. And I was younger then, and I was kind of like ticked off. And some of the other people in the area, they get kind of ticked off too. It's, America is kind of built on jealousy. We want to be like the Joneses, but do we deserve what the Joneses have? Maybe the Joneses were different. They deserved it, and coming over here, a lot of people have these high expectations about being expats, and they become as soon as they get here, they're an expat, and they're over here and they're expecting certain things. They expect the girls to be jumping on them. They expect to be living on the beach or having this dream life. And the Philippines is not really that dream life. Let's face it. I mean, most towns have a lot of trash in there. The girls, a lot of girls are trying to get at you in some cases, depending on who you are, because it is about attitude. And do you really deserve that girl? Some guys that come over here, I see them, and they attract these really bad girls, and they have problems. And all of us have had problems with girls, and if you the girls expect certain things over here, and over here it's tough. And you have to have like a delicate balance, and you need to have those boundaries and stuff like that. And those nice girls out there, sometimes they come with problems, but you can fix those problems. But if you give to that girl and maybe get her thinking differently than the way she thinks, it'll work. Part of it is being a good person too, because if you're mistreating that person doesn't want to be with you. So you won't get it. Or if you have it already, it's going to make your life miserable, because you're not living up to her standards, or you're not, she has to get something and you have to get something. You have to make it kind of work and balance out. Life is kind of funny, and you have to kind of be deserving of your rewards of what life gives you, what God gives you, or whatever, however you want to look at it, and a lot of people come over here with these expectations that everything's just going to be handed to them, on a silver platter over here in the Philippines, because guess what? We got our money's worth more over here and all this stuff, and it's just not reality of it. And some of the guys that don't get it, they come over here and they see all these problems, but most of them are fixable problems. They really are. They're fixable problems. Most of the problems over here, and we don't even have to get into the problems. It's just like back in the United States. You can fix your problem. It might mean you moving someplace. It might mean you going to a different place, or maybe switching your girlfriend or what have you. You need to deserve. If you find out that you're not getting what you deserve, then switch, change. But most of us aren't willing to do that change. And being an expat's tough. Because we left a world that we couldn't stand in some cases. Not everybody. Some people come over here because it's cheaper to live over here. Some guys come over here for the girls. And a lot of guys think that everybody come over here for the girls. And not everybody did come over here for the girls. Because I know plenty of people that don't have girlfriends, don't want girlfriends. Or that's not what they're all about. And if they have a girlfriend, that's great. If they don't have a girlfriend, they're okay with that. That's okay too. But you kind of have to deserve what you want, and I'm finding that out more and more as I get older, that it's not about the work you put in, although that helps. It's about your attitude, your EQ, your emotional quotient, your IQ, your the way you live and everything. It's a delicate balance. It's really kind of tough to figure out life sometimes, because sometimes people will work so hard to get something. Like they want to come over here, they want the big house, they want the girl, they want this, they want that, they want this, and they figure that the world owes them that, and it doesn't. You have to kind of deserve those things. And if you notice, if you have the attitude, if you have a good attitude, people want to help you. And a lot of people that I see coming here to the Philippines when I help them with the PRA to get their retirement visas, and it's all about we try to save them $1,000 from these other agencies out there, is that I want to help them to give them the next step up. You know why? Because they've taken the first step to want to come over here. I want to help them because they got the attitude that they want to come over here. And nobody, a person helped me too. And the person that helped me was actually Mary Rose. She helped me come over here. She helped me in a lot of different ways. And now I help her get people over here. And I help the expats because she doesn't charge a fee. It gives people that step up. And they've taken the first step by showing me that they want to come over here. They want to succeed over here. They want to live over here. And if I can help somebody take that step up, I want to help them because I see them that they want to put the effort in. And other people like that too. They want to see you put the effort in, and then maybe people will help you. Like when you get over here, you're looking for a nice house, and you're telling people out there you're looking for a nice house. And they say, man, that guy's a nice guy. I'm going to try to help him out get a house or whatever. That happens sometimes, not all the time. But it's more likely that it will happen if you're a good person. You'll get people that want to help you. Hey, Joe, you know what? I saw this house, and I was thinking of you. It's a 3-bedroom house, and they only want $200 a month for it or something like that, And he's going to be thankful for that because that's what he's looking for. He's maybe it's the house he's been dreaming of. Hey, it's right on the beach or whatever. It's almost like we send out these vibrations or something into the world, and the world wants to help us. The better that we are as a person, and we're helping people and stuff like that. Some people call it karma. Some people say it's God giving you back what you deserve. Whatever it is, I really believe that some people have to kind of deserve what they get. You know what I mean? And some people are taking that as, well, if he's a jerk or an ass, and something bad happens to him that he's getting what he deserves. And that may be true in some cases. But if you're a good person, you look after people, you help people and stuff like that. And even if people try to do you wrong, most of the other people will notice that it's the other persons that are doing you wrong and you're a good person. And they'll try to help you through that experience, that bad experience that you're going through with somebody that's trying to do you wrong. Because every time somebody has done me wrong, everybody else kind of noticed that the person was doing me wrong. People noticed. And sometimes you have to take out those flying monkeys. The flying monkeys are like when you're dealing with a narcissist or something like that. We talked about this before, way back. The narcissists go back and tell the flying monkeys go back and tell the narcissist everything that's going on, so he can still undermine you, even though you cut yourself off from that person or what have you. And life is so complex. It's like a puzzle, and you're putting it together all the time. And we're always trying to figure out the complexities of everything in today's world, because today's world has become very political. It's not just in the United States; it's also over here. It's about who you know and stuff like that. It's also who you treat right. It's also showing a positive attitude, getting up in the morning and having that magic step. It's about talking to people right and righteously and doing good things for people. And people notice that. Companies notice it. Like that thing that I was telling you about when I was working with that guy. Over here I noticed the people that have helped me the most are the people that I've always treated right and treated good and helped out, and they help me back. There are people out there like narcissists that'll take. That's when you move away. If you want to get what you deserve, you got to get away from those people. And you got to bring people in your life that are positive, like you. Or be around people that are positive like you. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of expats don't get that. You need to surround yourself with all good people. Look at Elon Musk. He surrounds himself with good people. That's why his companies succeed. Not just that, he's positive. He makes things happen, makes things work. A lot of people when they start a company, they pick choice people to be around them. You know, some of the presidential candidates are like that. They pick solid, good people. Some of them don't. You know, and the same goes in the Philippines with politicians. They pick people around them that they want around them. But if you don't pick positive, good, hardworking people, but also positive people that love their jobs, then they're not going to work out for you. Expats need to love their life like a job. It's kind of like a job. It's a job for you to succeed. You know, you have to be positive, and if you're not positive, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I've seen people come over here, and because of one thing that happened or two things that happened to them, their negativity goes through the roof. Their anxiety goes crazy, and they're not successful expats. They give up. They go back. Some of them end up coming back here after they go back home because they realize it was way better over here and easier over here than it was back in the States. That's a problem, you know. But I just want to put that out there. If you know, have that positivity and that happiness around you. You know, love your life, everything about it, and if something bad comes in, it's just a bump in the road until you get, you know, on the way to where you're trying to go. You know, and you have to kind of look at it that way. And part of that's being an expat. You're going to be unsuccessful in some of the things that you've dreamed about. And don't always set these high expectations. And you'll eventually get to a place where you're happy. Is everything perfect in my life here? No, it's not. Am I happy? Yes. I'm very happy living here. You know, have I been successful every day and being happy? No. I expect things to be bad sometimes. Some people want to be happy 24/7. It's just not realistic, and it's not life. As we know from growing up and getting to where we are now, life is not perfect. It's not a, you know, life is not a bowl of cherries. You know what I mean? It's tough. And once you get past that and understand that, life gets a lot better and things start working for you. Staying positive, like I said, staying positive is a big part, and being happy. Treat people with respect, especially over here in the Philippines. A lot of people don't do that when they come here. It's a big mistake getting off on the wrong foot over here. Stay positive no matter what. Life can be tough over here just like it is back home. Sometimes life can be tougher over here than it is back home. But if you understand why, and you understand how to fix it or work around it, or just understanding the why sometimes can answer your problems and say, well, I understand why, but it doesn't have to affect me the way it does, and I shouldn't let it affect me because it's just part of life over here. And then get past that and move on, you know, and you'll be a lot happier thinking that way, you know, and it'll help you. And guys, if you want to get a good book, like I said, this book here, 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Weiss. And there's 101 essays in there, and they're all interesting essays on things like this here, but it's not just about this. And I read that, and I wanted to do a video about this for a while now, and I do videos on this occasionally. Every once in a while, I like to put out something like this. And I saw that, and I says, I opened the book right to that, and I says, that's what I'm going to do a video on. God bless, guys. Take care.